It is 8:20. A Fox 59 investigation into bars in Indianapolis shows several still operating despite a history of violent crimes. And our reporting alongside the Indy Star finds serious discrepancies between how Indiana's Alcohol and Tobacco Commission claims it's handling problems at bars and the way it actually enforces its own policies. Take Icon Lounge, for example. 3 men shot there in December of 2021, yet it's still operating. Liquor licenses are renewed every 2 years in Indiana, but some bars are able to hold on to their permits in spite of repeated police runs for violence.
Waiting 2 years after a murder has occurred at a bar may be too long. That's a long time when something is out of control and has chaos, disorder, and violence.
Under the state's Proactive Alcohol Compliance Enforcement, or PACE program, establishments are subject to additional checks and oversight by excise officers if they've been declared a public nuisance. IMPD can only request that a bar be put on the PACE program. The ATC placed the downtown bar Tiki Bob's, for example, on the PACE program in June of 2019 until September of 2021. During that time, police responded to the bar, listen to this, 104 times. Excise police only visited 7 times, despite claiming Tiki Bob's would be under increased scrutiny. Tiki Bob's still open. Its license is valid throughout at least March 7th of this year. The ATC denied numerous requests for interviews, by the way. And just a couple of hours ago, the Indy Star published a lengthy article continuing to dive into this, the city's troubled bars. And joining me now with more is investigative, I call him superstar, reporter, journalist Tony Cook. It's so good to see you. You guys work so hard on these investigations to get the data, to get to the truth. Before we kind of really go into the overall picture, and I hope people stay with us and watch this, because the numbers are just truly shocking.
Yeah, we were really surprised to find the scale of the violence happening in connection with bars and taverns across the state, and especially in Indianapolis. We're talking about 49 homicides, over 150 people injured in shootings and stabbings. And so the scale is just very surprising.
So you look at this and you see these police reports, and then you start looking at different bars. How many did you all look at?
We focused in on 80 bars in particular, and we found over 600 acts of violence had been reported at those bars since 2016.
Okay, so let's dive into this again. IMPD cannot shut down a violent bar unlike police can in neighboring states. That is something that maybe a lot of people don't even know. Like they probably think that they could do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people assume that the city has the power to shut these bars down, but they say they don't. A state law reserves that power for the state, and so only the ATC can really take that action. And what we found is that they rarely do, and the level of enforcement in terms of the violations they issue and things like that has dropped very significantly over the years.
That's part of a graph I looked at, kind of showing, well, not kind of, you did show how that it goes down. People don't really understand what the ATC is. You would think that a state agency would answer questions. You all sent them, you tried. What was their response, and what kind of questions did you ask them?
Yeah, we sought interviews. Those interview requests were denied, and we tried to ask them about specific instances where you'd have a shooting at a bar and then another shooting, and what did they do in the intervening time to try and stop violence from happening again. And in many cases, they didn't reply, and in terms of public records that we could get our hands on, it looks like the response was very minimal, if anything at all. And so, you have a lot of bars where there's been multiple shootings, in some cases fatalities, and the ATC has taken a largely hands-off approach, sometimes citing them for things like not displaying their permit or things like that, fines of $1,000, but nothing in terms of what we see in other cities where the city can swoop in and shut down these bars if they're not doing enough to stop the violence.
Yeah, we're talking violence, we're talking about sexual assault. We have about a minute left. I want to make sure that we get to talk about the governor. You also tried to talk to the governor. Did he have anything to say, and do you find that there's some kind of political influence involved here at all?
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't get real firm answers from the ATC in terms of why their enforcement activities have dropped off so significantly. So we tried to reach out to the governor. He didn't really answer the question either. His office sent us a statement just kind of reiterating what the ATC does. But we did find that a lot of these bars where there's violence occurring, they used former ATC officials to represent them before the ATC. So there's, you know, some concerns, concerns about revolving door in state government and among the attorneys representing these bars.
Well, hopefully, you know, it's people that have to come forward to say, I demand answers. You get to do the work to say, hey, you know, or maybe decide, you know, if there's how many hundreds of shootings, maybe you're not going to go to a particular bar if there's that kind of activity, and at least now people know about it. Thank you so much for your work. I know you spend a crazy amount of insane hours trying to get the information.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Yes, if you would like to read the article in the Indy Star, fox59.com/links. You can watch Courtney Crown's Fox 59 investigation also on the front page of our website. It's connected. We appreciate the teamwork there.